The Chiefs are position rich at the interior offensive line spot now as they continue to go through free agency trying to bolster their offensive line and get ready for that draft. Welcome back to RGR Football. I'm Ryan. This is me going rogue on the Kansas City Chiefs, the NFL draft, the league in general, and everything that goes on. It's kind of late tonight, and I'm just going to give you the lowdown on what we saw today. I touched on it on the live mock draft. Had some difficulties there, but we got through it. So thank you all for your patience as you watched that. If you missed it or you're new to the channel, make sure you click the like and the sub and the bell notification. That's how you find out what goes on. And these little quick hits, I think are going over pretty well. I'll try to keep churning these out. Dan's going to do some as well as we just kind of give you our instant thoughts on a couple of things. And yes, by adding Kyle Long, the Chiefs have gotten stronger at the interior. What we heard from both Joe Thuney and Kyle Long in their pressers today, so they were both very, very happy to be here. It looks like they had dinner together on their first evening in Kansas City. They both had their lines down about local barbecue, so good for them. But it left a lot of question marks. There's no definitiveness in there. When Joe Thuney was asked about whether he had been spoken to about a position change of any kind, he said not yet. I think that means that there's something on the table, like they haven't solidified, hey, you're here to be our left guard, which is my initial impression. The interesting thing about it is that there's still rumored interest in bringing Austin Ryder back, at least at this point. By the time you guys see this, hopefully nothing's happened in the meantime. But with Long, who should be the right guard, to compete with LDT, who should be a right guard, that's going to be healthy competition for two guys that missed the 2020 season. It makes sense to kind of see who wins out that battle and who can help the team the most. That does make sense. It also makes sense that right now, if you don't have Ryder, that maybe you have a solution to your interior three already on board, because there is a scenario in which I think it would probably be Long, given that he's coming back in general. Maybe he doesn't have to rely on muscle memory as much. But I think there's definitely a possibility that you could run duvernay-tardif, Joe Thuney, and Kyle Long, all at the interior three. Thuney has experience playing center. He did that for the Patriots a little bit. And then you have the guards that I think, while they're both comfortable and have played right guard in the league, I think they both have the ability to go over to the left and see how that goes. There aren't any training camps right now. There's no mandatory mini camps for quite a bit here. So it's difficult to gauge that, but that is a possibility. And I think at the end of the day, what Andy Reid and Andy Heck want to do is get the best group that they can, and the top five are going to play. The Chiefs re-signed Mike Remmers late on Thursday as well. Got you a little bit of that over on Locked On Chiefs. Go check that out if you will too. But the interesting thing about it is that sent Chiefs Kingdom into a hissy fit, really, because of the expectation that they're high on Niang and he should be the starter at right tackle. That still remains true. But having the veteran right guard can float you through the first quarter of the season, the first half of the season if you need it. We have to remember, Lucas Niang is, for all intents and purposes, a rookie. It's great that he had this extra year off to rehab, to work on his body, because he was coming off of a significant injury. So I think that's a positive. But learning the offense, learning to play with his teammates, that's something that he has to do, and he has to get into the rhythm of. I think having Mike Remmers is the bonus. It's the stopgap, so that either if there's some kind of hiccup in the development of Niang, or it just takes him a little bit, because, again, he hasn't been through practices. He hasn't been in the building. It hasn't been a true rookie year. He's not a second-year player at this point. It allows him to have that cushion. It allows the team to have something they can fall back on. I think that's great. I think eventually Niang will win that job in the 2021 season. I don't know how long it'll take. Also heard from Nate Taylor that they are still looking for a veteran left tackle. That makes sense as well, where I think you're going to end up seeing the scenario where they do get a veteran left tackle to come in. We talked about a couple of the options yesterday. Go check out that short one from yesterday morning. But one of those can come in. You have this money that you were trying to push towards Trent Williams that you didn't get done. Now you have a little bit where you can take that same amount of money, or even less really, and convert that into 2, 3, 4 positions that you need to bolster. And I think that's a good way to do it that way. If they can land one of those other veteran left tackles, they can draft the left tackle of the future and get him underneath. Let him train. Let them do a similar thing to what they did with Patrick Mahomes. Bring those guys in, Niang and whoever the rookie might be, and let them grow. with the veterans out there in front. The only difference is I could also see them doing that at the center position. I just don't think that they want to invest a ton in that. So that's why I come back to maybe there's a way to get LDT, Long, and Joe Thuney on the field at the same time. I think it could work out. We're going to have to see what they think and how they get going. Now, that's just where the offensive line is today. Who knows? By the time the end of this day comes, it might be completely different, and we might know who those guys are. So if you like this, click the like and the sub and the bell notification, because we're going to have more. This afternoon, you're going to get a draft crush from Danilo. We're going to continue all of our draft work. The Athletic Matrix is coming along. I'll have that for release. If you want to get it now and take a look at what last year's was, go to rogueapc.com and use the code RGR50. It'll take 50% off of anything that you purchase, whether it's the draft guide from last year or the Athletic Matrix from 3 years ago. Doesn't matter. It's all out there at rogueapc.com. I'll be back later. If anything happens in the weekend, I'll give you something. If not, we'll be back Sunday evening with another video, and we'll go from there. Enjoy Danilo's this afternoon. Thanks for watching this one. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you next time.
Thanks for watching this video from the team at RGR Football. Click these videos to see more, and subscribe to RGR Football.